Hey guys, Rex Extreme World. My mouth is feeling a little bit bare, but the fact is that my teeth are a little stuff. Well, then again, you've seen my videos and I've been trying to work it out. Except for the fact that it's hard to eat, especially when you have sharp edged teeth and have silver crowns. Especially one where they made it so that it's bleeding, but anywho, it's gonna be it'll fix soon. I just need to let it heal. So that means I need to stay away from that. So stay away from brushing that area, because every time I brush there, blood comes out. So I'm just gonna let it heal, even if I brush slow. But anywho, today's video is about Team Fortress 2, Episode 4, through conversation. Now, here and there's this one question: Is Team? No, actually, yeah. For Team Fortress 2, ever since Team Fortress and Team Fortress 2 have come, when it comes between the red versus blue, there have been other games that have taken a little notive of that, or a little motive. For instance, Battleborn. You could switch the enemy team colors or your team colors into any color so that it'd be thing. Heck, for me, I could have it on green and have the enemies on orange because that's technically the default enemies. But you could also have red. But for when it comes to, and then there's also Titanfall and Titanfall 2 who have the same prospects. Same with other games too. Like I can't exactly. Oh yeah, paladins. Or in this case, blue versus red, which is a returning color that comes back in Overwatch 1 and 2. However, Team Fortress 2 may as well be the granddaddy of them all. Because one thing for certain, when it comes to is Overwatch, and which begs to the question, is Team Fortress 2 better than Overwatch? Well, yes. Because, and here are some facts. While having 9 mercenaries from different, 2 from the same country, while the others come from different ones, they all have specific perks that make them better. And they are good. For instance, Mercy wouldn't have been a thing if Medic didn't come into play. First off, she was mostly a healer, but then they decided to give her a damage amplifier boost to her staff. But that only took inspiration to the Uber charge from Medic. And now I couldn't tell if Mercy was German before, but now she is. Now she's in the same country as Reinhardt. But when it comes to first players, most players would either pick the DPS. But then again, DPS and support are sort of advanced, which is why most players would play as the tanks. And there are Winston, who has an affinity for peanut butter, just like Heavy has an affinity for sandwiches, or chocolate bars, or steak, or even bananas. And there's also Reinhardt. Reinhardt's one of the good ones too, as well. Considering Reinhardt takes a little inspiration from Demo Men when Demo Men's becoming a Demo Knight. And there's Roadhog, who is basically like Heavy in a way. Like, when you want to take a break from fighting, you want to heal yourself. Make sure for Heavy, which is why, sadly, if you were playing as Heavy, you would have to. Because it also counts as a taunt. You can activate that thing either by the primary fire or by using the taunt button. And when it comes to other characters like others have different standards like Tracer, like most of the other Overwatch characters, like including Team Fortress 2 characters like Spy and Scout, who have less health than Yaya. But anywho, the biggest part of it all is that even though it's 2007, even though it was born 2007, which I thought was 2010 because I was somewhere where I got a PS3. 2000, no, wait, not actually, considering it was 360 still, but 2010 and no, wait, 2007 was the golden age of Team Fortress 2, and they have not even made a Team Fortress 3 because Team Fortress 2 was the better game. You get up, you basically get a mask wearing arsonist because of the fact that he has a such high damage with a flamethrower, both front and the back or the sides of an enemy. Or he uses a flare gun to shoot far away enemies and ignite them from afar. Or an axe to finish him off. And then there's the fact that when I play as Demo Man, the only gun that I mostly use is mostly the sticky bomb launcher because that was the only thing because a default grenade launcher or iron bomber. I will admit the lock and load is pretty good when it comes to damage, and it does deal damage to enemy players, but it deals much more damage to a sentry. Heck, even a level 3 sentry, or a level 3 dispenser, or level 3 turrets. However, what will happen when. Let's just say what will happen if something else comes to pass. For instance, the spy, while Sombra is to represent the spy in that case, and she hacks, the spy has much more bareness. Okay, yes, the cloak and dagger, like unlike Sombra, the cloak and dagger can allow, or the dead ringer can allow spy who prays as long as it's hold that when you die, you basically turn invisible and leave a little decoy in your wake, make them enemies feel like they killed you. The scout, while yes, he can apply crits with his mad milk, his critical. Actually, I mostly use the critical, and the fact is that you have to keep changing his moveset all the time. And then there's the one big major factor, the fact that Team Fortress 2 is better than Overwatch, and everyone can agree, hopefully, is the fact that whenever Team Fortress 2 gets these new weapons and stuff, they already have buffs and nerfs. Red for nerfs and blue for buffs. Like the lock and load has a much more better projectile speed and can easily destroy buildings of the engineer. Can he and the brass beast while it makes the mover slower while also spinning, its damage is increased. Heck, it could be, and you can even ignite enemies with the Hua long breather. And the flow generator is very good as well, except for the fact that you can't. While it's negative, is that you cannot blow a gust of wind, so you gotta try to survive. The reserve sure is best of all. I can use this for either soldier or pyro, but mostly pyro because you saw me in the last video. If you have not seen that long video, which of course I apologize for because I was trying to find a match I could win. But of course I get playing against bots or cheating characters or toxic characters in a way. And when it comes to scout, yes, there are and some other weapons, they would also have 25% or 50% less health of the wearer. Like the candy cane. The candy cane is great when you don't have to actually use the candy cane, but you can use its buff. The fact that its buff is that when you kill an enemy, a small health ball will restore your health. Does Overwatch do that? No. And is the Overwatch 2 really worth paying for these battle passes? I'm actually not going to continue playing Overwatch 2's battle passes unless there's a good skin. But there's one thing they gotta change. The one thing that's so stupid is that Here's the thing about Team Fortress 2 and Overwatch. Why does Overwatch only have 100% of XP given received or Battle Pass XP received if it's only for the support? Why not tanks and damage? People should not really have to deal with playing as a support. Supports, while they are supposed to be great at healing, but they also have much more lower health than the DPS. Well, except for Tracer, or maybe not. Yes, but while supports are supposed to have mobility and healing, but they are not good. For instance, the healing orbs don't heal a lot for Xenia, while his ultimate's the best one. There's Mercy, obviously going to be great, but of course you can't get close enough to a corpse and revive them and bring them back to battle. And while Lucio is mostly known for his speed with the wall ride, which of course makes it easy for him to contest points and make it so that no enemies can gain a point until which is actually a good thing for him because he can do so to make sure as a way so that his teammates can come back quick and then help him before he dies. But of course, the fact that he can't heal in one, he could have this crossfade. He can only heal in one part, but you can't even make him speed. The sonic amplifier is good and all, but it's not great at defending against a self-destruct from D.Va. Honestly, it might need 2 armor boosts for the sonic amplifier to make Lucio get a fair chance. But with all the constant buffs and nerfs, it's so unbearable. Heck, I even had to play so many limited 1v1s, and of course I had to even allow some people to just win, because I was like so upset that I couldn't even get one shot, because they were cheating. Like, literally, when I was Reaper, and got to Doomfist, I got out of my little phantom mode, and then the Doomfist just rocket fist me off the map, not giving me a fair fight. That's basically cheat. So I decided to just exit that match and say screw him. But anywho, that's why Team for one of them. But then again, there's other things too. While Doomfist was great, how are you going to deal with the fact that Doomfist? What's the use of Doomfist with his block? His block sucks because it only blocks forward. What about Sombras who could basically attack you from behind? Or Sniper? No, actually I don't know about snipers, but anywho, why is everyone else better? Why is Team Fortress 2 better? It's because it's better and awesome. Awesome. It's fantastic. Everything is good about it. You get speed with Scout, high damage with either rockets or flamethrower, or blowing up enemies with sticky bombs, or just making your teammates feel invulnerable for a limited time, or even increasing the damage output of their guns. And of course, the emotes like the Katasi click or the Conga, or the fact they are synced emotes. Fortnite actually takes inspiration from that, because that's where synced emotes come from. Like, you can make conga lines or Katatsu kick parades. All of it is good. For instance, it's so easy to play. I mean, yes, there is getting used to. For instance, Scout may be one of the weakest players, but his force of nature makes it better, because it only works as long as he's close to an enemy, which of course that makes him die more. Which is why I mostly use critical and only used. There are sometimes I would use shortstop because it was perfect. Or the baby face blaster for longer range damage. And other reasons. I'm just glad I finally got to kill that stupid spy with a scout, because that guy was like cancer. Cringing cancer. cringy cancer. Because he kept backstabbing so many times. In fact, in fact, let me just tell you what happened after that. I got outbound to be placed on his team. I literally said to him, because there was no way I was going to be on his team after the way he kept backstabbing me. I even tried to counteract him with Pyro. But you know what? It does not matter. Everyone should just believe that Team Fortress 2 is better than Overwatch and Overwatch 2 combined. So in this case, that's all I have to say about it. Overwatch good. Team Fortress 2 good. Overwatch bad. Bye.